over. Balida draws the man forward, plays off his pads, picks up the one, and that will be the end of the over. 2 runs coming off that first over, and the score is 2 for the loss of none. A quiet over. The Kachanga Giants, Akram Subuga, Ali Baladawa, Arafat Lule, Charles Chimpasa, John Powaswa, Joseph Sempa, Sulaiman, Victor Mugisha, Eddie Agaba, Hemant, Subuga Suman, Muhanguzi London, Raymond Kagera, Robert Owiri, Ronnie Kato, Timothy Matovu, Kenneth Ogen, John Lucky, Jamil Chimera, Robert Owiri, and Akena for the Sunrisers. Akram Subuga will bowl off from the highway end. Sends out third man and fine leg. Starts off with a slower one in the slot, and they pick up one. Subuga, a man full of tricks, loves the psychological games out there in the middle of the park, leads by example, very athletic in the field, gives all his effort. Gully, point, cover, extra cover, and mid-off from Subuga Akram. Robert Owiri finding his sighters early on for the first boundary of this contest. Picks up that one. Sam Widith, and that ball angling in. And Owiri goes after it, a man in form, way above head and shoulders of anybody else in the batting charts. Similar ball, quicker, but he manages to find the roof of the chairman's stand for the first maximum of this contest. Right in the slot for Owiri. Range hitting there on show. Two back-to-back boundaries with 3 balls left for Subuga Akram to bowl. What is his response? Bowls it into the service, back of a length. Cramps Owiri for room. And the first dot ball in this over. Another dot ball there. Good response. Bringing the wickets into play there. No width or no far. You miss, I hit the wickets. Akram Subuga with the final ball of the second over. Those balls quite difficult for Owiri to put away. But it is over number 2 completed. The score is 13 runs for no loss for the for the Kitamba Sunrisers. The Kitamba Sunrisers playing their final game It is the contest between number 2 and number 4 on the log, the Sunrisers and the Giants respectively. Ali Balidawa, after a brilliant first over, conceding only 2, comes in back from the forest end. Long off out to him and deep extra cover. Very slow ball. First up, and for that gets a dot ball. Pressure will be back onto the bowler with those dot balls to try and find some runs. The appeal comes in, but that ball coming in from the wide of leg stump. The batter shaping to play it down the leg side. Usually it is a clear indicator that the umpires glance to pick up one, bringing Robert O'Willie on to strike. Quicker into the block hole. Good yoker. Field restrictions mean that Robert O'Willie can swing his arms when he has lined up that ball, picks up another boundary for Quicker. Balida trying to vary his approach. And that marks the end of that over, conceding 5. Balidawa picking up none so far, but the score is 18 runs for no loss. Current run rate of 6, with the projected score being 120. Robert O'Willie 15 in 11, and Akena Bosco 3 in 7. Akena will try to bring O'Willie Robert onto strike as much as possible, and the thinking of the Giants should be to always spin him there. Let O'Willie face about 1 or 2 balls, keep dotting, and the pressure will come. And in response, wickets. Akram to continue. Subuga rushes Akena, balls that back of a length. Two dot balls in quick succession. Full and wide. Can only find the fielder. And just like I said, when the opportunity comes to pin Akena on one end, don't let him go to keep O'Willie away from strike. Hemant, the man making his debut in this tournament, turns out for Mukono Warriors in the Cricket Uganda leagues. And another dot ball And this should be the opportunity for the Giants to play smart. Yes, you would want to have a maiden over, but if you give him one, then you have an opportunity for another good over against Akena. And that leg by is smart from the Giants. A maiden over from Subuga Akram. Even though one run is coming off that one. Akena 4 in 13. Projected score still below the 100 runs mark at 95. But you feel that with Robert Owiri in there, the acceleration will come. He's one man who is quick to find the boundaries, and can turn a one over into a very good one for his side. Ali Balidawa will continue from the Forest end. Very parsimonious figures so far for him. 7 conceded in 2. No pace whatsoever to work with for Akena. And it is another dot ball. Finally tries to hit one, but can only top edge that one. Charles Chimpasa running back completes the catch, and the first wicket falls for the Kitamba Sunrisers. The score is 19 runs for the loss of 1. Robert Akena, the pressure family on him to try and get Robert Owiri on strike. Having first very many dot balls, tries to go for a sweep shot, top edges. Chimpasa Charles completes the catch, and the first one falls for the Kitamba Sunrisers. New man in is London Muhanguzi Timothy. But welcome to the comms box, Emma Trijuche. Robert Owiri, the man in form, 3 centuries, 3 half centuries, head and shoulders above every batter, still there on strike. Explosive but unable to find strike now, and you see how that created pressure for Akena to try to get him back on.
Yes, more dot balls keep coming in. You build more pressure, you try to put the man on form into pressure to try and hit the ball so hard, which creates chances. At the end of the day, they lose so many wickets like that.
Muhanguzi London Timothy yet to put bat to ball in the 3 deliveries that he has faced. Robert Owiri firmly stuck on the other end. Cannot buy any run, and final ball of the over. Uses his feet, but luckily the wicketkeeper was standing away. But at the end of the 5 overs, 19 for the loss of 1. Balidawa snaring that first wicket has conceded only 7 in 3. Subuga Akram, the captain of the Giants, directs traffic, sends out the man to cow corner and long off as boundary riders. Final over of the power play to come. The men on the offside hugging that ring. Covers, extra cover, mid off. And that is a better line to bowl to Robert Owidi. That ball angling in towards him is difficult for him to put away, but when you offer width, he will punish you.
I think most of these bowlers have realized that Robert Owili can't play balls on the body line.
An opportunity presented by Robert Owili. Will the Giants come to rule that opportunity? That going over the head of the young man. That ball spinning well beyond the boundary for ball going wide after giving him one in the body line. Will Owili exploit that chance? We've seen him dropped a few times before and he's gone on to punish the teams. Powerfully hits that one. Man in the ring keeps it to 1.
Trust me, you don't want to be dropping such a batter. On form? No, you don't want to. Because every time he gets that chance, you let him live, has another life, he is going to punish you for that. So you can't afford to make such mistakes at this level. Much as these games are meant for these players to learn from, this tournament is meant to improve their game awareness. But also, yeah, it builds on their mental strength.
Well said, Emma, and I completely agree with you. We are down to the business end and everyone is jostling for position. Everyone wants one thing, a win, however much it comes. But final ball of the over from Subuga Akram. Mohanguzi using his feet to that slower delivery, and it is over. After 6 overs, it is 24 runs for the loss of 1. As we look at those highlights within the power play, umpire Nachibule Elizabeth indicates the end of the power play. Field restrictions lifted and more fielders can be used as boundary riders to patrol those areas. London Muhanguzi Timothy yet to get off the mark. First a full over. Robert Owili 20 in 15, but having a quiet spell in between, not getting much on strike. And there is a bowler change from the Forest end. Plays that one on the back foot. but that ball was angling in, and Sohera Richard making his debut in this SABULA T20 Cricket Challenge 2026. A quicker ball there in, offering some width. Opportunity to catch, but drops in front of the man. They run and scamper for two, and it is safe. Another opportunity missed, you would say.
Yeah, definitely. That was a good chance to take him on. That's the second chance he's given out so far. And at this point, since spin is working on so well for them, they'd prefer to keep it on so long as you don't drop it in the wrong zone. With such power from Robert O'Willie, he will definitely take you out of the park.
Gozerio once again. Still wide, preferred by Richard Sohera. That replay was of the previous chance provided a deep extra cover, not taken. Final ball, and the sweet sound of baton ball from Robert O'Willie. Most importantly, he maintains strike on the other end. 7 overs completed, 33 for the loss of 1. Projected score now being 94, and 9 runs coming off that first Sohera over.
I believe right now he's going to keep looking for strike. So he tries to score more runs, given the fact that his partner at the other end is not trying to hit the ball so hard. So he'll be put on pressure, try to hit the ball so hard. And definitely he will give out chances if they keep using slow bowlers. I think the pitch is kind of slow. It's slowing down the balls. It's favoring slow bowlers at this point. So I think it's the right strategy to keep bowling slow bowlers at this point.
And the man making his debut in this competition, Hemant Hirani, among the patrons from Mukono cricket community, offers width and waited and waited and waited for that ball to come down from the sky. Young man unable to hold on to that one. Balls it wide. Unbelievable fielding display from the Giants, now losing their way. Misfield from Ali Balidawa, something you would not expect from him. His mind might be elsewhere, but they need to get their heads quickly back into the game, as you feel that the game might run away from them. Slower ball draws the man forward, and the dot ball.
All the chances O'Willie has given out, you find that he's been trying to lean so back and hit the ball aerial. He's giving out the chances that have not been taken out.
Beautiful looking shot, but no reward at all. Rocking back on the back foot, nice and balanced. Man at point stops that. Final ball of this Herani over. That's some fielding there with that ball returned to him powerfully and hard. 6 going for his first over. Robert Owili on 30 now in 24. London Muhanguzi 5 in 9. The score after 8 overs is 39 for the loss of 1 wicket. Projected score is 98 as we look at those opportunities that Owili has presented. That one going to deep extra cover, man not able to get in and complete the catch, and then this one right at extra cover. Richard Sohera continues from the forest end. A quick one and wide, strays beyond the tram lines. One for the extras column. London Muhanguzi Timothy with a good cover drive. Picks up one and brings Owili on strike. Rocks back to that one. But the boundary patrol from Akram Subuga keeps it to 1.
London Muhanguzi is playing more so conventional with a straight bat, trying to look for runs through the covers. Ooh, what a chance presented out there. Nips outside.
He plays quite far away from his body, plants his foot, bat is way beyond the bat. Will present chances like that one, but none taken on this occasion. Owili trying to manufacture a boundary, misfield, and they pick up 2.
Owili is trying so hard to maximize on his strength. Try to use whatever is outside off stump. He wants to milk runs however much possible, so they can be able to have a defendable score. 45 for 1 after 9 overs. Owili on 33 of 27 balls. London Muhanguzi 7 of 12. I think they're still lagging behind with the current projected score at 100.
That is way below the past score. We've seen it is at 140. Put that on board, then you have something to bowl to, and there will be field changes once again. Cow corner comes in and mid on. Heman sends out long on and has a mid on as well. Long off. Extra cover out there. Left arm over. And you made that point of Muhanguzi playing conventionally, and now that he's able to find the ones, Owili can relax knowing that the partner he has is able to bring him back on strike. Good work from Ali Balidawa. Keeps that to 1. Powerfully driven.
He has monstrous energy. Whatever he feeds on, that young man has energy.
In the gap, the men on the offside hugging the 30-yard mark, and one brings back Roberto Williams strike.
I feel they're having the wrong field for both batters. You find, Willie, you want an attacking field. You want more of a defensive field for Willie. And for London Mongoose, you want more of an attacking field. Bring all the fielders inside, have a sleep.
Choosing to go with only one way, quite defensive at the halfway mark point with this ball. Well placed there, and you would feel that that is what they wanted for London Mohanguzi to pick up that one. But Owidi realizing and sending him back. But at the halfway mark of the innings, 49 runs for the loss of one. Current run rate of 4.90. A better over from Hemant Shirani. Only 4 runs conceded in that, in his slow orthodox left arm bowling. Richard Sohera coming for his third over. Range hitting from Roberto Willie. That ball in the slot.
Right in the zone. He had to take it on. You can't afford to give such a man with power that kind of energy in his zone. That's definitely a gift for him.
And you see him preferring a wider stance, creating that room to go free his arms. And Sohera realizing that that's a quicker one, wide beyond the bat of Owidi. Quicker ball there, no turn. Continues on its merry way down to the wicket keeper. An interesting battle here.
Looking at how Willie is having a wide stance, more as if he's facing a bowler coming from round. He's trying to create that gap so a ball can come inside and he's able to hit. But good enough from Sohera. He realized that and it's hard to bowl the ball so wide.
Losing shape. Is London Mohanguzi Timothy trying to go big to one straight down the middle? Furniture rearranged, and he will have to make his way back to the dugout. Second wicket falling. Richard Sohera, his head is far above into the clouds, as we could see in that shot. 56 for the loss of 2 after 11 overs. Projected score just touching and going beyond slightly the 100 runs mark. And ball on the off stump. Hamid Munigwa is the new batter in, and this should take them deeper into the game if they are to post a challenging score for the Giants to come and chase.
Himat Hirani continues from the highway, and he's had a good spell in the first 2 overs, though he hasn't picked any wicket.
That ball pitched on the leg side, flicked away by Owidi. Now into the 40s, and 1 boundary maximum will see him having his 4th 50. That ball going for the maximum, and it is 50 up for Robert Owidi. Another 50 right in the slot, goes fast. Cameraman in danger of that flying ball. That man's arms should be aching from having to lift that bat in celebration.
He's lifted his bat so far 3rd time now in a row. The other day, the first day he knocked 50, the other day he knocked 100, 105 off a number of balls, and today he's knocked another 50 and is still in there.
Quicker but ball to the pads. Run to... What a tournament this young man has had. Preparing to go to university, but enjoying the time that he has had. You can see the hard work that has gone into building him into the batter he is at this moment.
Whatever that young man feeds on, he is definitely one lucky. He has a lot of power. Another ball has missed his wickets. He might run his bowling so well apparently. Just that he hasn't had the luck. Another one right in the zone, and it's picked up for another maximum. Down the ground, pushing Obera to 58 of 40 balls.
2 maximums coming out of that over. 16 runs in the 12th over. Quite expensive from Hirani. Score now 72 for the loss of 2. The run rate going up, and the projected score now being at 120. Still 20 short, you would say, of the past score. Akram Subuga, the captain, bowling Sohera through. Now into his 4th over. Starts off with a dot. Some hesitation between Munigwa and Owiri. Finally off the mark is Hamid. Cramping him for room. Manages to pick up one. Good fielding from the man at long off. Everybody else coming in, playing around Obidi. So here I will not give you a moment to breathe. And final ball. of his allotted 4. Dot ball to complete a very precious over, considering what happened in the 12th. Only 2 coming off the 13th over. 74 for the loss of 2. The Kachanga Giants, to remind you, won the toss and elected to bowl. Picked up 2 wickets so far now. A gentleman's handshake would have done the trick in the middle. The toss, the Sunrisers, had they won the toss, wanted to bat first. Sobuga winning the toss and deciding to bowl first as preference. So, but the formalities have to be completed. A very good display during this SABULA T20 Cricket Challenge, proudly brought to you by Kingsley Children's Medical Center in Mokono. Herani will continue. Tricky customer, but Obidi taking liking to his bowling in the previous over. Flatter one. Caught him! And he will have to depart. Great reflexes there from Hemanti Rani. A flatter delivery, a bold shot back of a length. Owiri trying to access the offside, only manages to play a tennis shot to the waiting arms. Full control. Smothers it close to his body. And finally, Owiri departs. 3rd wicket falls for the Kitamba Sunrisers. 74 for 3 in 13.2 overs.
That was a powerful shot. Just that it was too straight to the bowler back. I feel like he didn't close or open up his bat if he wanted to. Had he wanted to play it down, he should have played it down instead of leaving it hanging in the air. Or he should have had to go over, since the ball it was straight, and play it over the ball. I would have been much safer.
Kenneth Ogenroth, the new man in, comes to join Hamid Mundigwa. Just 1 of 5 so far. Some rebuilding needed to be done. It is 2 left-handers against each other. Hemanti Rani against Kenneth Ogenroth. Bats left-handed but bowls right-handed.
Back in the days, we used to say such players are confused players. You bat left and you want to bowl right. Why not use both hands? Use one side. If you're batting left, bowl with left. And you know how valuable left-handed bowlers are. But nevertheless, you find that left-handed batters are also very good.
Mistimed from Ogenroth, picks up 1. Very good fight back in this over from Hemanti Rani. Robert already having dispatched his previous over for 16 runs. Finally gets his wicket. Only 1 run comes off so far. Right in the slot. And you wait for that quicker ball he has. He also bowls some medium pace. But a previous injury sees him now preferring to bowl slower. And 1 ball to complete his allotted 4. Drags it down in the middle. Should keep that to 1. And what a spell from the debutant in this SABULA T20 Cricket Challenge 2026. Hemant Hirani picks up 1 wicket while conceding 28 runs in his allotted 4. The score after 14 overs is 76 for the loss of 3. A depression on the graph in the run rate, coming from the highs of 6 now into just 5.43. But there will be a bowling change from the Forest end. Victor Mugisha will replace Richard Soheda, who completed his allotted 4. Slower ball right within the wickets. The fielder out at long off. That ball going to his left, unable to keep it within the boundaries. Monigua creating some room for himself. His first boundary in this encounter. Nicely driven down on the ground. Mugisha Victor and Ogenrod Kenneth turning out for Mukono development team in the Cricket Uganda 50 over league. Already played 2 matches, lost both of them, had 1 walkover against Ginger, and that misfield trickles over the boundary from Ali Bali Dawa. Such an excellent fielder, but having a so-so day.
Sometimes when pressure starts building up in the field, that's when it starts saying misfields also. But they're actually doing so well that they've kept the batters within their work plan.
Balls that across the body of Kenneth Ogenrod. Balidawa guilty of not putting his body behind the ball. There was a bit front on to that ball rather than side on. So with no protection after that first contact, the ball spilled over the line. Final ball of Mugisha's first over. Full toss, called no ball. And Ogenrod is no short man. Free hit indicated by umpire Nachibule Elizabeth. The loss of 3 wickets. Mugisha's first over going for 14. Quite expensive at this point in time as we look at the highlights of those boundaries from the Kitamba Sunrisers. Sunrisers number 2 at the beginning of this match on the 6-team log, playing against the Giants at number 4. Five overs to be completed to bring us to the end of the first innings in match number 28 on game day number 14, SABULA T20 Cricket Challenge. Eddie Agaba bowling change from the highway end to replace Hemant Hirani. Starts off with a full one. Akram Subuga keeps that to 1. Cow corner out there, long on. Left right hand combination, bringing the fielding changes. Deep mid wicket, put out extra cover. No foot movement whatsoever from Ogenroth. Agaba bowling wide. How did that miss the stumps? No shape at all from Kenneth Ogenroth, and is in danger of being bowled. Pulls one off his hips. Good work, Agaba. Does not connect well. And that one will bring us to the end of the 16th over. The score is 96 for the loss of 3 wickets. And after that short break from the comms, Ivan Cyprian Sajabi returns to take you to the end of this match.
Another exciting clash, but now the onus is on Hamidu Munyigwa, who is on 11 of 13, to make sure that he carries his team through. A blistering knock, a quick fire coming in from Robert O'Willy. Today not being one of his days to score the century. He's gone back to the heart, and now these two will have to carry the team forward. But Ali Walidawa back for his final over. He so bowled 3 overs, conceded 7 and picked up just a single wicket. And he will be hoping for a very good finish. 9 of 9 for Kenneth Ogenroth and 11 of 13. Chance to catch, but Richard Sohera putting that one away. The recovery not coming quick, and the comedy of errors as they sneak through for 3 runs.
Fielding hasn't been so pleasing, but between the last 5 overs, there've been so many misfields. After doing a good job in the first 12 overs, now they're giving it away freely. Not something you'd want to be doing at this time when the game is at its peak. This is the point you want to keep all the batters inside, scoring very slow.
They will need to improve their reaction. Extra cover, long on, long off, cow corner, all waiting to catch. Alibalidawa coming round for the right-handed Hamidu Munyigwa. 4 extras is what they have given away so far. And he's still rocking back to play that one out of the block hole, but nowhere close. He's not giving him anything. An edge. Straight to the fielder, and that single brings up 100 runs for the batting team. The Kitamba Sunrisers, they now get that feat, 100 for 3 after 16.4 overs. 2 more overs in Alibalidawa's quarter. The left-right combination. And Alibalidawa coming left arm over. Kenneth Ogenroth closing up on his bat instead of opening up and swinging through the line, and it's a dot ball. The over started with the 3 runs. Final ball of the over. Well guided. And it will just be a single. Oh, that's fumbled, giving them chance for another run. 6 runs in the over, and after 17, 102 for 3 is the score.
What a good spell from Ali Balidawa. 4 overs going for 1 run, for 13 runs, and has had to pick only 1 wicket. It's not a bad bowling. Good figures.
Eddie Agaba coming back for his second over. His first over went for just 4 runs. But now he comes in to bowl. He loves bowling with his shades on. 12 of 16 for Hamidu Munyigwa and 14 of 12 for Kenneth Ogenroth. Projected score is 120. Cow corner, longer on, longer off, extra cover, all waiting to catch. Turn and bounce. And it's a dot ball to start off the over. Too full, but the swing from Hamidu Munyigwa, he lost his shape in trying to attempt that shot, and it's a dot ball. 2 dot balls already for Eddie Agaba in the over, just hoping he can finish it off very nicely. Yorker into the crease, and another dot. Hit down the ground, but will find the waiting Akram Sobuga at long on, and just a single is taken. 1 more to complete the over. Since the departure of Robert Owili, who had a blistering knock scoring 59, happened, the screws have been tightened, and no free runs are coming the way of the Kitamba Sunrisers. Another dot ball for Eddie Agaba in the over. He's given away just 1 run, and that marks the end of the 18th. Scoreboard reading 103 for a loss of 3. And those are his figures. He's bowled 2 overs, 8 dot balls, 5 runs, no wickets. But his economy is gold dust 2.50. And the match summary so far, sorry, those are the partnerships. First wicket partnership of 19 of 26. Second wicket partnership of 37 of 40. Robert already contributing in all those. 2 more overs in the first innings. Akram Subuga coming to bowl his final over. He's so bowled 3 overs and he has conceded 13 runs. He is still wicketless, but now he'll be coming in to try and hit the deck hard. Good line and length. Chance to catch, yes. Hamidu Munyigwa playing a desperate shot, and it finds the waiting fielder in Mugisha Victor at covers. Akram Subuga finally breaks the shackles and picks up his first wicket. He went pace off, 3/4 length, and Hamid could not just dispatch it past the fielder. $103 for a loss of 4 wickets after 18.2 overs. Raymond Kagera is the new batter in. Student at St. John's High School, Kauga. He swings hard, going across the line, loses his shape. He just doesn't manage to find that line which is being bowled by Akram Subuga. He makes some contact, a full commitment, and dive from Akram Subuga could have cut that one off. Raymond Kagera gets off the mark, but the runs drying up and nothing coming easy. The Kachanga Giants making some changes. 3 debutants: Richard Sohera, Hemant Hirani, and Eddie Agaba. And they have the Kitamba Sunrise as well. They want them. He goes hard and he goes all the way. Good contact, good shot as that one goes all the way to the boundary. Kenneth Hogan wrote a bit tossed up and full by Akram Subuga, and that is hit all the way to the boundary. One more ball to play in the over. Again, no effort coming in from the fielder in the deep, and that goes to the boundary. 2 boundaries at the back end of the over, but the alignment there from Kenneth Hogan Road. Switch timing as that goes all the way to the boundary, and that marks the end of the over. The penultimate has come to an end. Scoreboard reads 114 for 4 after 19 overs. Agaba Eddie coming for the final over of this batting innings for the Kitamba Sunrisers. He's been the most economical, an economy of 2.50, Eddie Agaba. And he will be making sure that he finishes up nicely. off the pads and into the gap. And Raymond Kagera milks the single. The Kachanga Giants have won the toss and opted to bat first, and the plan so far working out for them because they have made sure that they don't concede many. Swinging hard but not making any contact. Two fielders waiting on the onside. Deep mid wicket, cow corner. Leading edge. We'll be lucky that the fielder standing at covers was on the 30 yards. They take the desperate single. 3 more balls in the innings. Raymond Kagera with another single. And 2 more balls to play. Dot ball from Eddie Agaba. Much needed as they keep the fight on. Goes for a googly which is hit down the ground, but there is a fielder trying to take on his arm. Yes, they do take the second run, and that marks the end of the over. They will stop on 119 after 120 balls of the first innings. That is the batting card for the Kitamba Sunrisers. Robert Owili leading in terms of scoring runs, scoring that blistering half century, 59, which came off just 43 balls. More contributions, Amidu Munjuga 13 of 23 and Kenneth Ogonwet unbeaten with 27 of 19. A single wicket apiece for Ali Dawa, Akramun Sobuga, Richard Sohera and Hemant Hirani. Ali Dawa being the most economical, he's bowled at an economy of 3.25 as we come to the end of the batting innings of the Kitamba Sunrisers. We will take a short break and we will come back with the second innings.
You're done keeping. You're done keeping.
Keeping.
Taking a nap.
No, I didn't even. I can't. I just needed to stretch my legs. It's that kind of day for everyone. Even you guys, I saw you the way you guys were. But I mean, fielding. And I'm like, what's up?
Okay,
What I like about here, when I go down, it's a bit warm. I have better know what you're going.
When I was keeping, my muscles. I couldn't move my muscles.
That's right. I have to have a massage for the.
Remember, yesterday it's as if my muscles cramped when I was fielding. Yeah, thighs. I couldn't run. And then today, guys are like, you can't keep.
I saw you keeping. You couldn't go down. I was like,
I couldn't go down. But you realize the ball in the morning wasn't coming. Wasn't coming to the bat.
No. Those guys slowed down that. They slowed down the pace and it was. Yeah.
When it pitched, I struggled looking for the ball.
Not only you, most of you guys struggled.
But if there was, if it had produced something, I was to hit those guys quick.
You know what? That's why I keep telling these guys. These guys are so used to this wicket that they will water it. I don't know how much rolling was done because it really needs to be rolled to get back to that. Because now balls are keeping low. So I don't know if maybe we might move to this other. It doesn't matter even if we don't move so much. But roll that thing, roll the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Yafuna India royo muyindi. Naye yali akuba omupiira.
Ani?
Oyo muyindi asula quick. Ate omanye abayindi ava ku steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, because of the rest.
They have good restrictions, yes.
That's Hirani. I faced that guy. And I remember I used to push the ball.
Yeah. But was it a shoulder injury or what? Because there was a time his hand was in a sling.
He used to push the ball.
First time I watched that guy in the net, he has that heavy ball. You put the bat and you feed it.
I'm one guy who loves playing pace. However quick you are, I love playing pace. So long as I realize that you won't hit that.
By the way, even me, the kind of game I play, dab, move into line, and don't wait for that.
I want to move into
Every
the
time
line.
I come in, people want. I'm at that point of going big, but me, that's not my game.
But this guy is sharp. The time he was bowling to me, you saw, they didn't extend any ball here onto my body. He was putting everything far wide line. He's smart.
Needs to keep working. Actually, his batting has deteriorated.
Yeah.
It was a good bat. It would get you those 20s, 30s. But nowadays, I don't know what's happened to him.
Can you imagine I've taken about 10 months without training.
Yeah, you know, that's the bad thing about coaching. You don't get time for yourself. But you still have to play. For me, what I was doing mostly was to keep fit. 30, the full 30, 30, 20 in between the time.
15.
Because it's a full game, so it's not reduced at all.
15.
They should have been. They don't get time to train, some of them. So when you come here, come with the ball, come with the bat. Because ball in the net.
Yeah, you get your ball to yourselves, get time.
They will be like, but we have been coming every day. And what?
And the next weekend, I think I have back-to-back ODIs, and I'm supposed to open the battle. That's tiring. Very, very tiring. Mr. Simon again. Change it.
Officials. And after, I think right after this tournament, the girls' tournament will start. But that one is not going to be here, probably only on those weekends, like Saturdays or Fridays. But they'll be playing at the schools.
Sawem.
Banguye balese dakika abiri. Actually, one innings is 120 minutes.
130.
130.
90 minutes.
I don't know if it's my eyes. I think I've put it to the brightest setting possible. But still dark. That pain has increased now from
So I wanted to build a system for the Kono community. Organize to have a system of your own. Track players, everyone, track all activities. This is it's a system I'm building for Vode Davis to know.
It is a contest between the Kachanga Giants and the Kitamba Sunrisers. The umpires making their way to the middle. Hope Tandeka and Elizabeth Nachibule. First innings done and dusted. The Kachanga Giants winning the toss and asking the Sunrisers to set a total, managing 119 for the loss of 4 in 20 overs. The Giants need 120 runs in the allotted 20 overs. My name is Solomon Wamachigozi. And I'm joined by Emma Twijuche. Welcome, Emma.
Thank you, Mr. Solomon. This is going to be an interesting contest. 120 runs off 120 balls. That's around a ball. should be manageable.
You feel that the Sunrisers have left plenty of runs coming well in below the 140 per score of Florida Cricket Oval. Of course, it is still the SABULA T20 Cricket Challenge 2026, proudly brought to you by Kingsley Children's Medical Center, Mukono Cricket Community as organizers, Deep End Sports Media for the broadcasting and streaming of this tournament, and of course curated by Cricket Uganda. Opening pair of Eddie Agaba and Charles Chimpasa. Kenneth Ogenroth with ball in hand, coming in from his preferred end, the highway end. First ball wide and dispatched. Boundary coming off the first ball there. The Giants looking in the mood to get things quick and started.
That was one clean shot. Had to lean into it and clear it.
Eddie Agaba making his debut in this tournament. He came into ball, some tight lines. Opportunity presented and taken after a very, very, very brief stint at the crease, full in the gap, unable to go beyond the man at mid-off. First wicket falls for the Giants.
I believe that ball wasn't there to be hit. It was good line. So I believe he had to get a single. You've got a boundary, get a single, get off strike, gun rest on the other side. However much you're an explosive batter, but it's always safe to play safe in the first overs when the ball is still swinging.
That Agaba wicket putting that Giants in some sort of danger, and as I always tell number 3, you are a de facto number 1 as well. And in comes Ali Balidawa, man with 2 half centuries. But that wicket created by Ogen bowling wide fast, Agaba dispatching that for a boundary, then coming in closer to the stumps and thinking it's still a ball to hit, unable to go beyond the mid-off. An interesting contest developing out there in the middle.
The runs may look few in those balls, but if you continue losing wickets at that rate, they start looking many. So it's always very safe to play with a straight bat at this point and keep looking for singles.
Ogenroth coming right arm round to the left-handed Balidawa. Umpire Hope Tandeka declares that was LBW. Balida departs without troubling the scorers. Quick and fast in from Ogenroth Kenneth.
That was bowled full and straight into the stumps. He didn't lean so much ball into the shot. Another wicket lost to the pace bowler, who is now on a hat-trick ball.
What a day that Ali Balidawa has had. Better with the ball, but indifferent fielding. and with that ball hitting the back foot, because when it hits the front foot, there is still some deviation you would expect. So, but hitting that back foot, certainly all deviation has happened, and the umpire is just left with the notion of, was that ball going to hit the wicket? And she thinks so. And new man in, Hemanti Hirani.
Kenneth Ogenrot is an outswinger naturally, so by the time he's bowling to a left-handed batter, that looks like an in-swing. So as soon as he pitches that ball full straight in the stumps, trust me, you want candidate. Chances are high that you'll be caught on the LBW. And to left to right-handed batters, he's always going to swing that ball away, so it's always good to look out. Keep playing him on the front foot, play straight.
Hat-trick ball for Ogenrot, who returns to right arm over with the right-handed Iranian strike. Going for the fourth stump line. These two are supposed to be turning out for the same team. Ogenrot looking to be promoted from the development side to go and play for Mukono Warriors. But at the last minute, there's some change in heart and he's stayed with the development side. I would have loved it to see his bowling against more established batters in the Premier Division of the 50 over league. Slower ball right in the block hole, picks up one and gets off the strike.
The one thing I've seen from his bowling, he's going to bowl 1 3/4. Make sure he pumps it, hits the deck so hard, and the other ball is going to bowl it so full in the stumps. He wants to check you. If at all you can drive on the front, and then he comes fuller, bowl it. Ball that Yorkerish line.
Final ball of the first over. Bowls him. Half-hearted shot from Charles Kimpasa. Ogenrot picking up 3 wickets in that over. The Giants in deep trouble. That ball hitting the leg and cannoning into the stumps from Charles Kimpasa, trying to create room and drive. Again, ends up with 3 wickets. After the first over, Giants 5 runs for the loss of 3. Required run rate still just at 6. But the balls now almost matching the runs. Hamid Munigwa will be the bowler coming in from the Forest end. Sends out cow corner and long on. And that's wide. Trying to bowl a quicker ball in. Left arm round is coming. Finds his line there. Trying to bowl wide of. And he sends in cover point. Kenneth Ogenroth not equal to the task of keeping that ball within the boundary ropes. Half tracker pulled by Hirani. Got there in time, but as we've seen the technique of these youngsters, nobody behind the ball. Second boundary four of this innings.
It's unfortunate how most of our left-handed spinners are bowling without slips in the area. You try and turn away the ball from the batter. I'd expect you to have a slip fielder in a catching position, bowl it outside off stump, attempt the batter to come and play forward.
Good glove work from Robert Owidi behind the stumps. Appeals, but the man on the turn grounded his bat, having missed out on that ball from Munigwa. That pressure being created by those two previous dot balls, and it is one ball to complete the second over of this innings. Waited for it. The fielder at mid-wicket going down quite early. That ball bouncing off the pitch, almost hitting him in the head. Misfield picks up one. 10 for 3 after 2 overs. I beg your pardon, 11. Run rate of 5.50. Required just 6.06. Hemant Hirani 6 in 8. Ali dot ball bowling that wider away from the arc, but a very vacant gully and slip region. Only third man out there, so you expect again to be bowling in swingers. Right on the money. They pick up one. The key now is to keep rotating strike, avoid that ball pressure. Ali Balidawa to face his first ball. Right arm round. That ball angling into the left hander. Well done to keep that to 1. Well driven by Balidawa. A very straight drive. Body line. Some music from Genrod making Hirani to jump about. Final ball of the 3rd over. Did not move at all. Ogenroth ending the stay of Hirani at the crease. Picking up a wicket with the final ball of the 3rd over. The wheels have truly come off the batting of the Kachanga Giants. Jogging off the pitch. Trying to create room when he should have been driving forward. Back of the length delivery. Well angled in.
I'm sure he expected that ball kind of swing out and it ended up coming back inside. He just needed to step in the line, drive it straight off. Just play defensive. 13 for 4, that is.
Caught in between minds going forward, all playing back and doing none. Clean balls him. Subuga Akram, the captain, with a heavy rebuilding job for the 5th wicket stand. Hamid Munigwa continues from the forest end. The men in sky blue reaffirming their pedigree at the top of the table and in this clash so far. Body line fielding from the young man at extra cover. The appeal comes in, but that ball was going down the leg, and usually it is a ploy from the fielding side to distract the umpire. Goes straight. Picks up first boundary and another few runs added to the Kachanga Giants score. The voices coming out from the terraces are loud. Each spectator having his favorite in this contest. Flights that one in. Leg back in. Slower delivery, that one. Beats him with the trickery.
How did the ball miss the wicket? Came back inside and missed everything.
Dead ball pressure creating that opportunity. Balidoa trying to sweep that one. Top edges it. Or will he running back, unable to complete that one. Final ball from this Munigwa over. Using his feet is Nsubuga Akram facing the ball for the first time. End of the fourth over. 18 for 4. Requiring 106 runs to win. Required rate is still manageable in this encounter, but the wickets column shows a different tale. And Munigwa, the standing captain for the men in sky blue, chooses to bowl Ogenrot on the trot. A cluster of wickets in the first over, and a comparison there of the runs. The Giants well below the required rate in trying to match the Sunrisers. Right arm over. Dot ball. That ball bowled straight on the line. Some width. Angling back in.
To left-handers, you always look like an end swing, and yet he's trying to swing the ball away. One thing is, he actually needs to learn is how to swing it both ways. Swing it both in and out. That way is going to be very lethal. But right now is an express bowler. Hits the deck so hard, tries to extract the bounce off the ground.
Great work in the field there. Match the effort of the ball. As you say, still a young man developing. Balls just on. So he's an effort bowler, and you're right that he needs to develop some subtlety and variety. If you've seen his slower ball, it is quite predictable. Comes in and slows down on approach to the crease, but should be able to maintain that speed he comes on for the stock balls that he bowls, and the ability to swing it either way gives him better weapons for his arsenal. But he's the man causing all the trouble right now in this encounter. Has picked up 4 so far and been miserly, conceding 8.
That was good balls off the ground. The batsman had to pave way for it. Can't risk getting in line and getting clobbered on the head.
Beaten by the pace this time round, Akram Subuga.
He's gotten a little bit of kind of predictable. That every time he bowls a short ball or the 3/4 line, he has to come back and bowl a full ball. Bowl it so full in the stumps. You want to bowl it so straight in the stumps. That way you get value for your effort.
Moving out of his crease, and the bowler saw him coming, bowls it short, bumper. Final ball of the Ogenrot over, and the batters seem to be clueless at what to do. And I tell you, Ogenrot clearly bowling and working the ego of the man there, Akram Subuga. Mind games at play. Slower delivery, full hit straight back up, but still a good over, conceding only 2 in that one. Total is 20 for the loss of 4. Run rate of exactly 4. Final over of the power play. Ali Dawa has 7 in 9. Akram Subuga at 6s and 7s to the bowling of Ogenroth. Scored 1 in 5. A look at the partnerships. Nothing of note there. Hemanti Rani and Ali Dawa 8 in 12. Subuga Akram and Balidawa 7 in 12. The batters have to come to the party if they are to avoid a whitewash from the men in blue. Hamid Munigwa will continue. Opportunity presented. Caught at the first time of asking. London Muhanguzi Timothy. Akram Subuga put out of his misery. Munigwa picks his first wicket. Half of the Kachanga Giants are back in the hat.
That was well bowled. It wasn't in the arc for him to clear up. He just needed to stay down on the ground. That's one mistake they're coming out and doing. Still in the power play. So many overs still to play. 4 wickets down. You're still very behind. The best thing to do is keep rotating strike.
Munigwa picking up his first wicket with the first ball of the 3rd over in his spell. Victor Mugisha to come in, and I completely agree with you, Emmanuel. We have not seen very many people playing forward or playing off their hips, running in between wickets. Subuga, having been deceived for over 4 balls in the previous over, comes in now, thinks that with Munigwa on strike, he has opportunity to free his arms. Didn't get a chance to have a look in and certainly departs.
Batting against the spin from a left-handed bowler, it's usually something very hard. For him, he was trying to hit against the spin, and given the fact that it's blowing from one end to the other, so he was hitting more into the breeze.
Good lines there, just missing off stump. Batters afraid to come forward. And Munigwa is always drawing them forward. Good skills there. Look at those dot balls. 2 balls to complete what would be a very splendid over. Another flighted delivery there. Yes, the young man might not be picking runs, but as long as you're looking at those balls and you're getting bat to ball, then bat balls will come. Wicket maiden over from Munigwa. After 3 overs, he has picked up 1 run, conceded 11. Kachanga Giants 20 for the loss of 5 after 6. You would certainly say that they need 100 from 84, and the Sunrisers on top. 14 more overs and with one or two people coming in and putting up their hands. Required rate being just 7.14, not out of this world. Bowling change. Akena Bosco comes into the attack, starts off with one. Changes in the field, excuse me. Angling down the leg, helped on its way by Mugisha Victor. Ali Balidawa has managed to score 2 half centuries in this tournament so far. Started off picking 50 in a 6-over game. Cuts well. The race is on to keep that ball into the boundary ropes. Ball winning on this occasion. Bosco Akena going quick and wide. Cut powerfully by Balida, who was waiting for that. The batters heeding our call to play what is in front of them. Balidawa plays off his feet to keep rotating the strike. Quick run there. The ma at backward square caught napping. With Bali down strike, they send out boundary riders. Long off, mid wicket. That ball hitting the middle of the bat instead of the power spot. Bringing us to the close of the 7th over. 29 for 5 for the Giants. 8 coming off Akena's first over. Balidawa slowly building this innings, 14 and 13, being kept company by Victor Mugisha, 1 in 7. Should be mindful not to chew up plenty of balls. Yes, they want to maintain their wickets, but it should come while they are making some runs. Raymond Kageda finally comes into the attack, coming from his preferred end, the forest end. Previous match he was trying out his back of the hand delivery, gave away plenty of wides, but it is brave for bowlers to try out something new, especially in such tournaments. It's one thing bowling in the nets, all on the strip with no batters, but the real proof of the pudding is when in such a tournament you do that which you've been practicing. Starts off with one coming right back into the left-hander. Manages to pick up one, plays inside out to the vacant mid-off region. Bowled one in on the fourth stump line, went a little bit wider, straying beyond the tram lines. Overcompensates this time round, going down the leg. Now if he can put that ball right in the middle of those two extras he's conceded, that is the slower back of a hand ball, completely fools the batter, and it is a dot ball. Tries it again. No ball called. That ball not pitching at all and going be above waist height to the tall Mugisha Victor. Gets an opportunity to free his arms. Bowls a quicker one wide from the arc. Finds a gap between covers and point. Pick up one to bring Balidawa on strike. And it is quite frustrating for the more established batters after being on the non-strikers end, and then they pick up one and you have only one ball to face in the over. Gudioka from Raymond Kagera to complete his first over. 5 coming off it. Score is 34 for the loss of 5 after 8 overs. 86 runs needed in 72 balls at over just 7.17 required run rate. Current one being 4.25. Akena Bosco going for 8 in his first will return from the highway end. The sun is out and bright. Started out this day with an overcast skies here at Florida Cricket Oval. The rain looking to make a return, having been away in some encounters. Of course, at the start of this tournament, had rain affected matches played deftly by Mugisha. Should pick up 2. Hope they do not come back and regret those missed opportunities. That was clear too, but Ali Balidawa, the previous over, having been on strike for only 1 run, for only 1 ball, now trying to control the strike. Mistimes that one. And this time round, shouting at his partner, telling him to run the first one quick and return back because he should be in the danger end. He should calm down and trust his partner. Much better from them this time round. Pick those singles. And the man inside the ring not being quick and alert to those drop and runs. Deep mid wicket sent back. Cow corner. Quicker ball. And the youngster slides at the last moment when he was poised to make a catch. Balida trying to pull at a much quicker ball. Yesterday's evening game, a contest between the table topping strikers and the bottom placed blasters, had the blasters defend 87 runs, winning by 4 runs. Not choosing any risks. That ball pitched on the leg side. After 9 overs, it is 38 for the loss of 5 for the Kachanga Giants, who won the toss at the beginning of the match, asked the Sunrisers to put up a score, limited them to 119. Raymond Kagera will continue. Does the fielding. Balida should speak to Mugisha Victor on the other end about the running in between wickets. A run out is bound to happen as they seem to be on different wavelengths. Roberto Willie sloppy there. Ball still within the boundaries. But that will be 3 runs added to the total of the Giants. That should have been a run. The man going to his right, chipping in a dive, but Mugisha Victor guilty of sleeping on the non-striker's end, and they've had some indifferent calls stuttering in between, and that results in a dot ball. That ball is swinging from Raymond Kagera, cutting off the pace, depending on lines now to create some trouble. Balls one across the line, and Balidawa trying to play inside out, but missing out this time round. It is a battle of wits between Kagera and Balidawa. Balidawa inside out shot, can only manage to find the man at long off, keeps it to 1, and it will be 1 ball to complete Kagera's over. Great glove work from Robert Owili, standing up to that one. 3 runs conceded in that over. Raymond Kagera conceding 11 in the process in his 2 runs, yet to pick up a wicket. After the halfway mark of the innings, it is 44 runs for the loss of 5 wickets. Victor Mugisha 4 in 17, Ali Validawa 20 in 22. Chasing a target of 120, current run rate being 4.40, 76 runs needed in 60 balls. Not such a mammoth task that only needs applications, but I will welcome back Ivan Cyprian into the commentary box.
Thank you so much, Solomon. Happy to be back in the comms. What looked like an easy chase has now become an uphill task. Only Ali Walidawa anchoring the innings. Richard Sohera, Eddie Agaba, Matt Hirani, the new additions, all not firing today. Exciting matchup, and I tell you, if they take the wicket of Ali Walidawa, it will be very hard for the Kachanga Giants to win. But London Timothy Muhaguzi is the new bowler coming into the attack. Good line and length from the young man to start off with a dot ball. They will need many of these dot balls to try and make sure that they keep the Kachanga Giants in check. But look at the rest of the batters who are remaining for the Kachanga Giants. Clearly, you cannot give them the win. They will have to dig and dig in deep. There's a no ball call there from the umpire. The ball going way above the waist. And Ali Walidawa will be in position to enjoy that free hit. Walidawa going hard, but it was nowhere close. Another dot ball in the over. What a fine over there coming in from London Timothy. Ali Walidawa swinging hard, but he can't find his hitting range. The over coming quick and thick. It's the 11th, 75 in 57. He goes for a reverse sweep and he is bowled. Trying to be innovative, going for that switch. Ali Walidawa, the ball rolls between his legs, and another wicket for the Kachanga Giants goes. A bit comical there, as you can see. Switching Ali even before he had seen the ball just rolling right under his legs. Can't play reverse sweep on a straight ball. He had to anticipate that one as going outside leg stump. The switch not paying any dividends, and the furniture is rearranged. Now it will be more trouble coming the way of the Kachanga Giants as they have lost another wicket. A wicket of the man who has been anchoring the innings. The reverse angle there. Leg stump rattled. But look at the disappointment there from Mugisha Victor on the non-striker's end. He goes down in pain because he knows that it will be so hard for his team to win from here on. Current run rate 4.22, required 8.04, 75 in 56 for the Kachanga Giants to pick up victory.
Ivan, the Giants not completely out of it, as we saw in yesterday's encounter between the Blasters and the Strikers. Some mental fortitude required for the remaining batters. Play what is there, try to rotate strike, and they should be able to approach nearer and nearer to that 120 runs target. A needless shot from Ali Walidawa, the only recognized batter in the team, now well into the tail. And it should be a clean-up business now for the Sunrisers.
1 for 1 with 2 more deliveries in the over. London Timothy Muhanguzi, the change paying dividends right away. I tell you, a target of 120 didn't look so defendable when you look at the lineup that they did had. But comical scenes, wickets falling after each other, and the new batter in. Beat by all money, John Paul Waswa. John Paul Waswa is a twin. He has a brother in this very tournament. Good thinking there from London Timothy Mwanguza as he chips in another dotty ball. And the final over from London comes to an end. Just 1 run coming in the over, plus a wicket of Ali Validawa. And after 11, 45 for 6 is the score.
John Paul Waswa, brother to Ronnie Kato, both playing in this SABULA T20 Cricket Challenge 2026. The Giants had much hope at the beginning of this innings, still in it, and there is a bowling change from the first end. With Ronnie Kato picking up the ball.
Yeah, Ronnie Kato, the twin brother to John Paul Waswa. These 2 men right there. But Ronnie Waswa, I mean John Paul Waswa being the elder brother, because he's the one who came out first. So he might be older in just seconds, but still in our culture we do call him old. That was rolling onto the pads, and an appeal going in vain. A bit straight, and it rolls onto the pads. You did talk about John Paul Waswa and Katoroni being brothers, but the batter on strike now is also a brother to the umpire on square leg. The batter is Mugisha Victor and her sister is Tandeka Hope. So it's a sibling affair, but of course we see it even in international cricket. Remember when Gujarat Titans was playing Mumbai Indians, it was the Pandya shows, Krunal Pandya and Hardik Pandya. That one a bit full, but nowhere in the frame, and it's another dotty ball.
The men in light blue, Sunrisers, taking a lift from the fielding positions of the Chindi Blasters yesterday, coming in close to the bat, realizing that there is not much power coming in off those bats.
Yeah, they do keep them on pressure, and that fine stop also denies them another run. Ronnie Kato started his over with a wide, but he's made amendments and bowled 4 dot balls on trot. Mugisha Victor 4 off 21. It clearly tells that it will be a tall order for the Kachanga Giants to chase the target. Beaten by all money, another dot ball.
That ball staying low, and Mugisha playing and missing, trying to access and go over mid-off. Good swing coming in from Ronnie Kato.
Final ball of the over. They will have to ball it again. He just missed his line, and a wide down in the leg. Welcoming runs. You would never feel at one moment that the Kachanga Giants were going to struggle getting even close to 50 runs And as it stands, runs are not coming their way.
It has been the Owili and Ogenrod show so far. Ogenrod picking up 4 wickets. But it is the final ball from Ronnie Kato.
He will ball it again. That is squandered away by the wicketkeeper, Robert Owili. Not so good glove work from him. And the batters realize there's an opportunity to run. 3 more to the total, and they bring up the 50 runs. Somehow, with that mark being achieved, they will be looking at getting to the 100 runs mark. Then they see what happens for the remaining 20 runs.
Final ball.
Dirty ball. There was an appeal. Yes, it is given by the umpire on square leg. Swinging hard and not taking care of his ground. I know how it hurts. But the spirit of the game and upholding the laws as she gives out her brother.
Great glove work there from Robert Owili. Nothing behind the crease there, and Hope Tandeka left with no options but to show her brother the way back to the hut. The Giants in real trouble right now. And that 6 wickets down so far. I beg your pardon. It is 7 wickets down for the Kachanga Giants, who have posted 50 so far in the process. 12 overs completed, and the tail not wagging at all. 70 runs needed in 48 balls.
The batters who batted at the top clearly did not put up any meaningful contributions. Ali Validawa with a fighting knock needed a little more support. 20 off 27 for him, but when you look at the batting card, Eddie Agawa 4 off 2, Charles Chimpasa 9 off 1, Richard Sohera 9 off 1, Yamanti Hirani 7 off 12, Akram Osoga the captain 1 off 6, Victor Mugisha with the pedestrian 4 off 22. 12 extras given away in this contest, a bit many. It will be something for the Kitamba Sunrisers to amend. But Kenneth Ogenrod being unplayable today. 3 overs for him. He's picked up 4 wickets, an economy of 3. Still with an over to play. This is the time when I bring back Kenneth Ogenrod to wrap up the tile for me. But for now, the new batter who will make his way to the crease is Joseph Sempuma.
But it is London Mohanguzi to continue from the highway end. And I told you, Ivan, as they continued missing to hit that ball, you would see the field coming in closer and closer to the bat. And it is exactly what is happening now. Mid off, extra cover. Cover comes quite close in. Point is still there. A very wide gully, vacant slip region. Leg slip put in.
London gave away just 1 run in his first over, and he managed to get rid of Ali Validawa, the man who was putting the fight. Ali Validawa going for a switch, trying to play the reverse sweep, and the ball rolling through his legs. London starts off with a dot ball. That is hit, but not hit with conviction and power. It will just find a waiting fielder. And it's another dot ball in the over. 2 batters still looking for striking range. We feel that somehow London is bowling it a bit quick and so far away from the batter. Go a bit pace off, flight it a bit and straight, so that you bring the wickets into play. They are not hitting you. You don't want to keep the batter following it with your blade. He misses it and it's wide. 51 for 7, more 69 needed in 45. It will be a lot of batting if they do chase it from here on. There was an appeal, but the sound might have come from the bat hitting the ground. Just trying to keep the umpire in check.
Certainly so. Mwanguzi bowling it wider and wider, trying to tempt the young man into a false shot. Slip comes in now.
Yeah, the slip coming in to put some bit of pressure to the batter to force him to play front of the square. One more ball with the over. He swings hard and gets it past the fielders. John Paul Waswa finally getting off the mark. 2 runs in the over. 1 for 3 in 2 overs are his figures. London Timothy Mhanguzi. And at the end of the 13th over, 52 for 7 is the score. Katoroni bowling to his elder brother, twin brother. His teammates are telling him this is the wicket you should get for us. Not a good start for him. He goes down the leg. It's the twins' affair here in the SABULA tournament sponsored by King's Children's Medical Center, Deep End Sports Media, Mukono Cricket Community and Cricket Uganda. Hits it past the fielder, but there was backup right behind. Katoroni just organizing his line. And bowling the good areas. But the weights down the leg have been his issue so far in the game. If the batters are not hitting your balls, you should be focusing on trying to play it in the good areas. Hamidu Munyigwa, the captain for the day, telling him to change the grip. He'll be going in for a cross seam to try and make sure that he doesn't give away more extras. But the plan, changing the seam, doesn't work out for him. It's yet another wide. .75 needed in terms of run rate. 65 in 40 balls is the equation. Good line stuck into the crease, and it's another dot ball. Past the fielder, and they do take the run. finally getting one into the gap, and they sneak through for that single, pushing the total to 56. An edge of the blade. Just a dot ball. One more ball to play in this over. Dot ball to mark at the end of the over. 4 in the over, and at the end of the 14th over, 56-7 is the score. (64 in 36) as we come into the 15th over. London Mhanguzi returns with the ball, starts with them beating the batter completely. All the fielders standing inside the 30 yards. But John Paul Waswa not managing to find his striking range. Just plays that one back to the fielder, and Kenneth Ogenroth with another catch to see off John Paul Waswa. The 8th wicket goes. 2 of 15 for John Paul Waswa. His cameo eventually coming to an end, and London Timothy picking up his 2nd wicket. Just holding the ball with 2 hands and rolling it away. In the end, it results into a wicket. Just a leading edge kind of delivery to the fielder at covers, and another wicket. The Kitamba Sunrisers will need just 2 more wickets to wrap up the innings. What a display from Kenneth Ogenroth. 4 quick wickets in the innings, and that catch makes everything look fine for him. Chiwanuka Mark is the new batter in. 66 from 33 as Chiwanuka Mark makes his way to the crease. Plays that one to the fielder. It's fumbled, and Mark gets off the mark. A bit flighted by London Timothy Mhanguzi, and Mark eventually manages to get something for the Kachanga Giants. 2 more to play in the over. Joseph Sempuma with none off 2. All the fielders inside the arc, just waiting to catch. Tomorrow is Eid celebration, but the action will continue. It's Dot from London, Timothy Muhanguzi. One more ball in the over. Skyer up in the air, waiting fielder. But that's put down. It was an easy catch, but Raymond Kagera squandering it away. And that marks the end of the over. 15 gone, 57 for 8 is the score. Rate aligning himself under that one. Mwangu's going for a googly. He's of Sempuma hitting up in the air. He was right in the slot. As we'll play the Nsongareos in the afternoon. Brilliant work. Chipped in by the fielder there and bowler. Hit over the infield, and it will be runs. Mark Chuanuka keeping the fight on. More dot balls coming in from Johnny Lake Chambade. Going across the line, Joseph Sempuma, and it's another dot ball. Nearly any edge, but it will be a dot ball to mark at the end of the over. End of the 16th, 58 for 8 is now the score. Hamidu Munyigwa, the captain for the team, coming for his final over. He's been tossing the ball around, but now he comes in to try and make sure that he wraps up the innings. 2 more wickets for them to pick up victory. And an uphill task, 62 in 24. 2 off 3 for Mark Chuanuka and 9 off 8 for Joseph Sempuma. There is a stamping, and the finger goes up. beating him for all money. Hamidu Munyigwa finally comes and gets the second wicket for him and the ninth for the team. Flighted ball, viciously turning away from the batter. The batter thought it was the ball to hit on. Swings and misses. Robert Owiri behind. He does the glove work, effecting the stamping, wiping off just the bells. And Ichwanuka Mark departs 58 for 9. More havoc into the Kachanga Giants. And the last man makes his way to the crease. Lule Arafat makes his way to the crease. Now on Arafat Lule. Another dot ball in the over. Hamidu Munyigwa still looking for a way of wrapping up the innings. Just angling the balls away from the batter. There was a chance to run, and they do take the run, bringing that over to end. 17 overs have been bowled, and 59 for 9 is now what the scoreboard reads for the Kachanga Giants, who looked like clear favorites in this game. But in the end, things not going their way. Of the match, victory going the way of the Kitamba Sunrisers in a moment where we would never give them a chance. They managed to turn fortunes, moving one by Robert Owiri Stylish as he helps his side to seal the victory. The Kitamba Sunrisers managing to defeat the Kachanga Giants. The Kachanga Giants won the toss and opted to bowl first. Made good work in the field, restricting the Kitamba Sunrisers to just 119 runs for 4 in 20 overs. Robert Owiri with the masterclass, 59 off 43. Hamidu Munyigwa 13 off 23, and Kenneth Ogenroyd 27 off 19. 1 wicket apiece for Ali Walidawa, Akram Musobuga, Richard Sohera, and Diamant Hirani. But in the response, the batting lineup of the Kachanga Giants crumbled very quickly Eddie Agaba 4 off 2, Charles Chimpasa 9 off 1, Richard Zohera 9 off 1, Hemantirani with a fighting 7 off 12. Aliwalidawa putting up a resistance 20 off 27, 17 extras given away, but in the end they do fall short. Kenneth Ogenroth was so unplayable with the ball. He bowled 3 overs, picked up 4 wickets and conceded just 9 runs, an economy of 3. Habin Munjugwa picked up 2 wickets in his 4 overs, where he has gone for 13 runs. 2 wickets went to the name of Lana Timothy Muhanguzi, and he was the most economical, an economy of 1.33, and only 1 wicket going to the name of Ronnie Kato. And in the end, a comprehensive 60 runs victory. We will be coming to you shortly with the post-match presentation. Keep it this deep end sports media. And looking at tomorrow's fixtures. In the morning, the Chindi Blasters will be in action taking on the Kachanga Giants. My name is Evan Cyprian here. Sajabi here in the comms. I've been here with Emmanuel Trijuche and Solomon Ruwamachigozi. Will be bringing the post-match presentation to you just shortly.
One three. Man.
match has been won by the Kitamba Sunrisers. They have defied all odds, beating the Kachanga Giants by 59 runs. But let me invite Akram Nsubuga, the captain for the Kachanga Giants, to tell me what might have not gone as per the plan. Akram, you made 3 new additions in your lineup. You bowled well, limited them to 119. Why didn't this result go your way?
We didn't bat well. We wanted to go like fast, so we didn't give our time. We didn't give ourselves time.
What is the area of concern for the team? Because we're in the back end of things, you need to be winning your games now, getting close to the back end of the business.
We need to talk to ourselves, then we set ourselves. But tomorrow we are coming hard.
Thank you so much and all the best. Let me invite Hamidu Munyigo, the captain for the Kitamba Sunrisers, the winning captain. Congratulations, Hamid. 119 going on to defend with the arsenal that they had brought in their team, the Kachanga Giants. What was the feeling like? Did you feel like it was a defendable target, and what was the plan?
Like I communicated during the toss time, I was like, if we get 120 and above, though we fell short by 1 run, but still it was close. 120 is a defendable score according to our bowling attack. It's so good. So those people weren't going to scare us. So for us, we had to do our job and keep it simple. And then it worked out.
Enjoy the win. All the best. And now the player of match is a man who scored just 27 runs and also managed to pick up a forfeit. Kenneth Ogenroth, and to give out the award is the match umpire, Hope Tandeka. Thank you so much, Hope. Kenneth, you came into the game not defending so many runs, but your bowling was right on spot. What was the process when you were going on to defend that target?
Actually, the captain told me that we should bowl to our plans because we are trying to defend 60. So he told us to limit the run. So I came in then. Yeah, God has helped me also. We push.
And what's the feeling like in the camp?
Yeah, it is good. And also, I've learned a lot among the players.
Thank you so much and all the best.
Thank you.
Well, we've come to the end of the post-match presentation. Tomorrow is ED Day, but we still have action. So make sure that you keep it Deep End Sports Media, because we'll be coming to you with more exciting games. It's a wrap-up for today.